Well, I had 20 plus years experience before that. And
Ah,
my husband was always going like, you need to start, you need to get your own business, you know so much. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want to work Monday to Friday, get out, get my paycheck, I'm done. And I figured, you know what? Let me listen to him. Maybe it's the time. And we did started January of 2019. August 1st, we had our first account. And we started with that, grow so fast, so good. Well, March of 2020 came and everybody was like, we need to put you on hold.
Welcome to Beyond Clean with Ace. In the world of commercial cleaning, whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned professional, you know we're all more than just toilets, windows, and floors. We're just like everyone else with diverse interests in everything. Now in Season 9, tens of thousands have discovered engaging and thoughtful knowledge that's truly game-changing at Beyond Clean with Ace. Whether you're a facility manager, a frontline staff member, or a building services contractor, we're here to help you grow personally and professionally. So hit that subscribe button and share with others. We're all about enhancing lives in healthy, positive, and proactive ways. So join me, Dave Thompson, Director of the Academy of Cleaning Excellence, your host at Beyond Clean with Ace.
welcome everybody. This is another episode of Beyond Clean with Ace. As it says here, we talk about anything and everything, including cleaning. Well, it's not always just about toilets, windows, and floors and all of that stuff. That's what we do. Hey, you know what? We live a life too outside of cleaning. We're family members. We're even children of somebody. Hey, always is that way. And you know what? No matter where I'm talking to somebody at, we always seem to talk about weather and what location you're in, because you know what? That's the beauty of the internet. I never know, and you never know who I'm going to talk to next and where they're going to be at. But you didn't come on here to listen to me. You've heard enough of me over the years. By the way, I want to also tell you, we're in Season 9, and I really want to thank you before we get started today. 25,000 downloads, and that's all because of you folks. So thank you. Like, share. That is what this is all about. I love it when people are listening to the podcast, sharing it with others, and getting something from it. As we do this, if you're listening to this and you're either watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast, I just want to say before we start today, I'm always looking for somebody else to talk with, because everyone has something that somebody wants to listen to. So as I say that, I've got somebody else on the line just waiting to talk if I would shut up. So let me do that. There she is.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm doing great. We are recording. It is the afternoon, happens to be where we're at and recording. I don't know where somebody is listening, but hey, wherever you are, grab a cup of coffee, tea, or maybe a glass of milk, whatever it is, and sit back and let's talk cleaning or whatever. Tell people who you are, where you are. What are we going to talk about today?
Okay, well, my name is Claudia Goddiess. Let's start with that one. I own Apex Building Services out of New Jersey. We are in the
Okay.
northwest of New Jersey. We service New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and always looking to grow.
So
Eh,
how big is Apex? So let's start there.
okay, let's just start with that. We started on 2019. Okay.
Okay.
0 accounts. And now we're up to 70 accounts and over 90 workers right now.
Now I got to say, I got to go. You started in 2019 and then COVID hit.
Oh, it was bad.
Oh, good Lord. What a time to start. I didn't know that.
Well, I had 20 plus years experience before that. And
Ah,
my husband was always going like, you need to start, you need to get your own business, you know so much. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want to work Monday to Friday, get out, get my paycheck, I'm done. And I figured, you know what? Let me listen to him. Maybe it's the time. And we did started January of 2019, August 1st, we had our first account. And we started with that, grow so fast, so good. Well, March of 2020 came and everybody was like, we need to put you on hold. We need to put you on hold. I'm like,
Oh, goodness.
no.
But yeah, you were really second guessing your husband's advice about then, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. And then but because of my experience and the connections I'd had, especially in the pharmaceutical part of it, everybody started calling me, hey, Claudia, you remember that machine that you showed me 10 years ago that it does? I'm like, yes. And goes, oh, we want to do that now. So
all of a sudden things changed and became important now, huh?
Yeah, but when I tried to sell that 10 years prior, nobody cared.
No.
It's like, but that's how we started building a relationship again and doing all the disinfecting and sanitation. And then after that finished, then we're like, oh, how about if you stay with us? We want to keep you on board. So that's how we started growing. Most of my accounts are more in the pharmaceutical part of it. We do like to do clean rooms. That's my niche.
Ooh, negative and positive airflow is a big in your world.
It's big. But
so for those people that are listening or watching on YouTube, tell people what the difference is in clean room, because there are probably a lot of people that have no idea. You and I do, but they don't.
Well, it's funny because people think cleaning is like, oh, I'm cleaning my house.
No,
right?
That's not what we're talking about here.
No, we're not talking about that. Residential, commercial, clean rooms are totally different things. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You go into a house and you clean, I don't know, a 3,000 square feet house in 4 hours. Let's just say that, right? Bathrooms, kitchen, things, make the beds, whatever it is that they do. Then you go into commercial cleaning. Oh, the same 3,000 square feet, it's only an hour and a half, or an hour. I'm in, dusting, cleaning bathrooms, garbage, I'm out, right? They work fast.
All right.
They work really fast, and I'm going to get my money and I'm out of here.
Okay.
That's how the mentality of the different type of cleaners, right?
Right. Okay.
When you go into pharmaceutical, it's totally opposite. You had to do it slow. You had to do it very technical on how you do things.
Right.
And a specific chemicals for a specific pharma. Because you can
and you can wear whatever you want to in there, right?
No, you don't. That's the worst part, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking a uniform. We're talking specific PPE.
Yes, and PPE is very important. Okay, and a residential, you wear the gloves. Sometimes, maybe I don't need to. It's a house. You know what I mean? And a commercial, yeah, you do, because you don't know what you're encountering. But in a pharmaceutical, it starts from the moment you walked into a building, okay?
Right.
How you move, what you wear, what you don't wear.
Oh, well,
you know what I mean?
I don't have to have the beard cover and the head cover anymore because I don't have anything there.
But you still have to.
Oh, gee. Now, see, folks, now I wanted you to hear that. See, just because I don't have any hair on my head doesn't mean I don't have to cover it.
No, because you shed. So when you make movements and rapidly movements, you shed.
Yes.
So all those particles are in the air.
And we're talking a clean room can't have those.
No. I have people who comes for interviews or comes to a job site with the fake nails, fake eyelashes, makeup, things like that, jewelry. And I'm like, no. Oh, what do you mean? I had to take my nails off? Yes. Oh, that means I don't have the job? I'm like, exactly. You don't have a job because you have your nails. So you get to choose.
I mean, I tell people all the time, it's like just before you're going into surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where you got to scrub down and all this. I mean, folks, I'm sorry, but I've been into surgery, heart surgery, and I can guarantee I relate what you're saying much like that. The preparation before I was taken into that OR room is like what you're dealing with in these clean rooms, correct?
In these clean rooms, yes. You have to make sure you clean your hand, you wash your hands, then you put your gloves, then you put alcohol. It's like it's an all process. So let's say I'm gonna take and a half an hour for myself to prepare myself to go into clean room. When you're in the clean room and the actual cleaning, it's not that long
No.
because you're gonna do one little room, but the preparation is so much longer because you want to make sure that you are the least of the least germs. You don't
Oh,
want to
but you can
bring
go
those.
in and out of the room at will anytime you want to, right?
No, you can't. You know that, Dave. You can't.
But I mean, this is the difference. What people don't understand that are listening today is
Yeah.
they don't understand that clean room operations, there has to be a procedural chart. I mean, step by step. You don't miss steps, right?
You don't miss the steps. You got to go step by step. You got to make sure you know how you move in or move out of these rooms.
Right.
They have a specific entrance, a specific exit, a specific transfers for the garbage or materials. So you got to make sure you follow these companies' SOPs to a T. Okay. And it's funny because every time I go into a sales call or something, on how are you supposed to do this or figure out how you do it? And I said, well, you give me your SOPs, I read them and I translate them. Once, once I translate the SOP and I understand what is involved, then I can tell you how I'm going to clean it.
Yeah, you give me your SOP and then I'll tell you what you're missing.
Well, trust me, that has happened.
Yeah. and that is the difference in what you're talking about than what most people that might be listening. You know, if you're just doing basic janitorial, this is not as critical. When you're in clean rooms, I deal with some people in the aeronautics industry, and even though you're talking pharmaceutical, it's exactly the same thing.
It's very similar. Yes, it's very similar.
Yeah, because what you're talking about is people don't realize that, you know, how many skin cells, dead skin cells that you shed every hour. And you can't have that in aeronautics when you're building chips for aeronautic planes and stuff. The same as, you know, I was at a place with building heart monitors. You know, that was as clean room had to be because I couldn't have that into the heart monitors in the electronics. When you say pharmaceutical, can you explain to everybody a little bit more particular what we're talking about here?
Okay, we do different things. We do packaging. Okay, where we have different companies where they do all the packagings and they send them out to sterilize them.
Correct.
Okay, they still have a clean room. Then we have is a cell where they work with actual blood. Okay,
Right.
and so when they work with the patient's blood, you have to make sure that you are very sterile before you go in there.
Yeah,
even
plasma,
though we don't,
plasma
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Even though we don't actually see it or touch it or nothing like that, we got to make sure everything is clean and equipped for then when they take it out of their chambers.
Yeah, we're not talking about a clean environment. We're talking about a sterile environment.
Sterile environments, yes.
Correct.
Then it says different things. We have another one where they do different type of pills. So they package in all the pills. Here we go again. You know what I mean? We had to do that. So it's kind of like different type of ISOs and different type of cleanness, if you want to call it. So we have to make sure that we follow whatever the requirements are for any specific ISO.
Yeah, we're talking contaminants at a whole different level than anybody else is even thinking about.
Yes, exactly. That I do, because now I get the pills from Walmart or whatever store I get them from. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder who was behind this.
You know, is this where, you know, I went to a place where they made hot dogs earlier in my life, and I swore off hot dogs for decades. I wouldn't touch one because I couldn't look at one without knowing. You're much in the same way, I'm thinking.
Yes. Yeah. I tell you, I changed my mind about potato chips.
And you know what? You're right. Whenever you see the backside of how things are, you can't ignore that when you're out being a normal everyday consumer, correct?
Yeah, you think about it, even though if you don't want to, it's like, it's funny because even when I go changing the subject, I go to a doctor's office,
Doesn't
right?
matter.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at things, and my husband is like, "Stop it." I'm like, "Who cleans here? Oh my God." Like, he goes, "You gotta stop looking at things. But it's the
No,
same.
no, no, no. But this is okay. See, folks, this is exactly what Claudia's talking about. We talk about cleaning, but we also talk about everything else because whenever my granddaughter, we had custody of her and were taking care of her in her earlier development years, and whenever I would go to the pediatric office with her, I would not allow her to go and play with all the kids' toys. I gave her my iPad. She sat in that chair. She played with that, and people thought I was the meanest. And I'm like, you don't know what I know. Those kids over there are sick. I don't need that.
Well, it's funny because when my kids were little, I decided to stay home. And probably one of the reasons was that, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna bring all the germs, and like, but you think a little bit different, but they do need the germs too. When they're growing up, they do need that too.
Well, and that's true. We can't live in a sterile environment, but when you're dealing with what you're talking about with these clean rooms, these
Totally
have to
different.
be sterile. There is a difference, and everything has its place.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling because I'm actually helping out indirectly. So, when I do my trainings to all my workers, I tell them that I say, just think about it, if somebody in your family is going to take that pill, or somebody in your family is going to get that transplant, or just think about it, how good I have to be at what I do, because you're helping indirectly. So it's a good feeling.
Folks, I don't know if you know this, but I have a patented phrase that I trademarked many years ago. And it says, I'm a janitor and I save lives. This, what you're saying, is the epitome of that statement.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that's, yeah, because you're helping indirectly, you know what I mean? And when the workers don't do a good job, or when I see an office building or a company that somebody else is not doing a good job, that kills me, because you have to take pride on what you do. And I always tell them, yes, you guys are cleaning. Yes, I pay you like a cleaner, but think about it, all the good things you're doing, coming into work and having a clean place. It's like the best feeling ever,
So since you mentioned you pay them, do you mind sharing? I mean, I'm thinking people are kind of listening going, well, shoot, if we've got to do all this and all of this and everything, do these people earn more per hour than a person cleaning toilets at Walmart?
Yes, they do. Yes, a lot more.
And I'm not, somebody who's listening to this cleans toilets at Walmart. I'm not degrading that at all, but we do have certain levels of criteria. I am assuming there has to be a certification that goes along with this.
We do internal certifications. We spend a lot of time on training our, pharmaceutical cleaners, okay, or clean room cleaners. It's not as intensive as when I train my regular janitors, okay? So it's a little bit more because the pharmaceuticals are the one, or the companies in general are the ones who dictate how much am I paying you, right? It's not like I can say, I want to pay everybody the same amount of money. No, it's not like that. The companies dictate. So when the companies tell you, I want you to do an awesome, phenomenal job, and they take in consideration how hard it is to gown up, to smell the chemicals, or to put, respirators on, they appreciate that, and that's what they pay more, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Now, for folks that are listening, I'm sorry you can't see this, but if you're watching on YouTube, we have her channel up here, her website, and you'll see as I scroll across these, we have clean room training, specialty cleaning. You have all these different services and industries. I'm sure that you have a larger amount in one area or another.
Let's say clean rooms probably being more one of the ones in the janitorial going on second. And then if the industries we serve, are, office buildings, but that includes the clean rooms.
So here, folks, if you're looking at this on YouTube, here is clean room gowning training, or what I call donning and doffing.
Yes.
This is extremely important when we're talking about this. I would say people that are in the medical field, and we're talking about the EVS at a hospital or doctor's office, relate to this quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the breadth of what you have to go through. So you said something I heard you say earlier there, Claudia, and this was 30 minutes to take in and get ready. I'm assuming this is built into their time for cleaning that 1,000 square foot room?
Yes, definitely. Yes. It takes a consideration. And then the cleaning, the gowning, the entrance, the chemical preparations, until the end, and then the garbage removal, all that, and then the degowning. So it takes all that in consideration.
Now, as I've understood, and I haven't done clean room service for quite some time, but when I was doing it, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here, the equipment, the chemicals, the dispensing, everything has to be maintained in that clean room. It doesn't come in and out of that, correct?
No, correct. You are correct. No. Once it comes out of the clean room, it has to go to quarantine again. Make sure it gets clean, disinfect, and sanitized properly before you enter it, back into the clean room.
And so that's not something you want to be doing very much.
No, we don't. Once it's in. The only way it goes out if it's garbage. Okay.
Well, what about equipment? And I'm thinking this, and I'm sure other people are too right now. What about a piece of equipment that's in there that needs to be serviced?
Usually, and the ones that I deal with, they usually bring the service in, and then they do it in-house or they do it on-site. But if they need to bring equipment out, they bring it to the transfer out, and then they bring it out, they service it, because sometimes if it's equipment that they need to do like a oil, it's, even though it's very small little oil or parts or this disassemble and assemble, they do need to bring it out because they can't have that, in the space. So if it's something like that, they do bring it out. But I don't have experience on that.
So for the folks that's never done this, can you give them an example of some of the maybe specialty tools I'm sure that you have to use?
Well, ours is very basic. We have the vacuums, the mop heads, the mop holes, and the buckets. Okay. It always stays there at all times. Most of the time, the actual customer purchase them, so they will always be there. Okay.
Okay. So you're not supplying the tools and equipment, the site does.
The site does. Or if we do, it stays there until the end of the contract.
So you're mainly then, when you go to these facilities, are you supplying just labor only?
Most of the time, yes. We do the labor, yes.
And do you get...
we suggest what equipment they should get.
And chemicals?
And chemicals, depends of the things, yes. So we suggest that. We just did one with company in New York where they're 3D printers.
Okay.
And we suggested what chemicals to use. We suggested how often they should do it. They should clean. So we did the whole, help them write the SOPs. So they're reviewing the SOPs right now, and hopefully we'll go into final, and hopefully they hire us to do the cleaning. But we help them out with the whole transition on how to, or what they should do. We give them the...
Are you having to use any of like the explosion-proof vacuums and the anti-static finishes, or is that any of the requirements of your jobs?
The anti-static, yes. Anti-static, definitely we use those. It's just, especially when you come with electronics or things like that, we have to make sure we have the specific chemical for that and the specific vacuums and all that.
So are you when you're doing, like in the manufacturing, are you having to use the explosion proof vacuums and stuff like that, or?
No, not in the ones that I have. No.
Okay. All right. Well, and that's the reason I bring this up is because people that are working in this field, there's a whole lot of other things that the normal janitorial service doing office buildings would never even come in contact with.
Correct. Yes. But no, none of the accounts I have right now, we use those. So
I'm thinking here, these questions are just popping in my head like crazy this afternoon. Where do you go from here, girl? I mean, wow.
My husband says to retirement, but I'm not ready.
I gotta say, you've got too much energy to be talking about retirement, girl. Come on, Claudia, you're not ready to retire. That smile tells me that there ain't no way.
I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. It's a great feeling to go into these buildings when they asking for help, and then you go back a month later and you see the difference, of how we convert them from, to be a place that people really want to go. You know what I mean? So I enjoy what I do.
6 years.
It's only 6 years. Yeah.
I mean, come on. You went from COVID to 90 people in 6 years. That's great. And a specialized service too. That's the other thing.
Yes. And I think it all comes down to not only hiring the right people, it's about training. And it's about how you start up,
Preach it. Come on, preach it.
No, and I'm pretty big on that. I come here and I bring everybody here and I said, okay, we're starting a new account. So I have 5-6 people starting an account. We go through a basic training on how to vacuum, how to handle a vacuum, a backpack vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people carry the vacuum and they start like vacuum. I'm like, no. You got to do it properly so you can save time at the same time you're doing a better job. Then I'm pretty big. And
you got to protect themselves too. There's right and wrong from ergonomics.
Exactly. They're bags. I say you have to protect your bags. Then you have to color code it. Even before 2020, I'm telling you, for years and years, I'm pretty big on color coded. Even when I was home, when the kids were little, you know what I mean? You don't clean the bathroom with the same rags you clean the kitchen. It's just common sense, right? It's not. It's more common than you think.
No. Those two words normally don't go together for most people.
No. So I'm pretty big on color coded. I'm pretty big on the right chemical for the right, process. So I have labels and I have color coded rags. I have color coded brooms. So I'm pretty big on that. So if you have the people and you train them right, you can just let them go and they will do a good job, And of course, you have to compensate them in a good way too.
Well, I was just thinking, because we just launched a new service for our members club here at the Academy. If you're listening to the podcast, you may have not heard about this, but the cleaning club that we started this year, we just launched today a new service, which is Job Seeker and Job Finder. And I'm thinking here, I need to go back to that form and add some things to it after this conversation, because I didn't even think about this clean room because you have to go through a whole different hiring process and vetting process than if I'm putting somebody in to clean a manufacturing facility that manufactures widgets.
Totally. It's a big difference.
How do you find people?
I'm very lucky. Where I'm located, I guess, and it's all referrals. And if my aunt is looking for a job, my cousin is looking for a job, my friend is looking for a job. So we created a database. And that's what we call it. We put the name and we say who referred the person or who are they related to it.
Right.
And the reason I hire those people is because you're most likely to refer somebody that is good or as good as you are. I'm not going to refer somebody that they don't do a good job, right? So,
they don't want Claudia down their back for that.
No. And it's funny that I did say that because I'm always on a startup date. I like to be there on a startup date. I'm pretty big on that because I do my training on site. I do everything. And at the end of it, I say, you see this face? You don't want to see it again.
I love it.
The only time you see this face is at the Christmas party. That's it. Because if you see this face, that means, oh, sugar, something's going on.
It's not going to be a pleasant conversation.
And it has happened. When I show up on an account on a Friday at 8 p.m. at night and they're cleaning, is everything okay?
Nope.
No. Not everything is okay. So,
I'm not spending my Friday night with you for no reason at all. I should be home with my kids.
For no reason at all. It's pretty much when I'm asking for a key back.
Okay, so let me ask a couple questions here because, folks, if you're listening, you can probably hear the accent. If you're watching, you can probably tell. You have a nationality that's not the same as mine.
No, definitely. But I've been here for 40 years, so you would think I would have had no accent by now.
Oh, yeah, but it's still. So do you mind, and as we're talking about the families and stuff, I'm kind of thinking that this happens to be very ethnic based.
Yes. Yeah. I'm originally from Colombia. I was born and raised in Colombia.
Okay.
Left there in the late 80s. Well,
okay.
Not left. My parents took me there. Out of there.
You got moved.
I got moved, and my brothers and sisters, we got moved in the 80s. For obvious reasons, back in the 80s in Colombia was not the most safe place. But now it's a beautiful, wonderful place to go.
And you were what age?
I was 1 year old. No, I'm kidding. I was 17, actually.
Okay, you could have lied. I wouldn't have known.
No, I don't lie about that. I might lie about other things, but not my age.
Hey, you know what? I wasn't.
It's just a number.
Yeah,
and actually, I came here 17, almost 17, on my last year of high school. I came to this country. It was horrible, horrible, horrible.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a few bumps here and there, especially in that age with your parents.
That's bad.
Now I say it's the greatest thing they ever did. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It wasn't back then. It was not pretty. But, that's what it brought me to be who I am now. So it was a great decision. I mean, and I guess that's what parents do, right?
So these other people that are coming in, are they from Colombia as well?
No, actually, it's funny you say that. Most of my workers are from Costa Rica.
Really?
It's a big Costa Rican community in this area. So hard workers, really good workers. But I have all nationalities. I have all different type of nationalities. And, some come, some go, some come back. Some of them go for better things. Pretty big in teaching them how to start their own business.
Okay.
I encourage people to do it if they have that entrepreneur on them. It's actually, I was talking with one of my workers this morning, and he wants to do the carpet cleaning. He want to start. He goes, how do I start? I said, it's very simple. I'm going to send you a couple links. You're going to start reading through it, and then we'll go from there. So, I have a few people who started their own cleaning companies, and they work for me. They do work for me, and they do their own thing. So I'm good at that. So some of them leave, and then they come back.
I was talking with another gentleman who's going to be on our podcast next month. And it's interesting you're bringing this up because we were talking about the fact that there used to be a time in the cleaning industry where everybody was hiding everything. Nobody could find out anything. Nobody talked about anything. I think we've come to a time and an era now where we understand that in order to enhance the industry, we want to share, we want to communicate, we want to help other services. And I think that's what you're saying here today is by helping your people do things and move up their ladder, social economically, it's helping you as a result.
Oh, totally. I think it's great. Like, for example, this person wants to do this. I say, you know what? That's something that I offer, but it's not my niche, and I don't want to do it. But I have to do it because I have to service my customers, right?
Right, absolutely.
So I said, if he learns about it, he goes to training, he does all his certification, he does everything, I can just give him that. I say, here, you take care of this department, this will be yours, and it's fine. So it's a win-win situation, you know. You can't be selfish. You can't be selfish. You know, you have to make sure that you share your knowledge. I share my knowledge with everybody. And sometimes says, you're giving them too much information. I say, they're going to get information for whatever they want. It's in the internet. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they're either going to get it or I'm going to control what they get. I'd rather control what they get.
And it's not even a control. It's like, I'd rather work together than against each other.
Okay, I guess I said the wrong thing. I would rather input my version of it rather than them just get whatever.
Exactly. And what happened is that sometimes they think they know better, or people don't want to share their information or whatever. They go their own way and they're going to do it wrong. You know what? Why not build them up to success too? I had a great support system. Okay, my husband was a great support system. I had people in the industry who were help. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like help them out. You know. So I'm
Okay,
okay with that.
you kept mentioning children and stuff, so I've got to ask.
Yes, I had 2 babies. Or maybe 3. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm not going to go there.
I have a third one, my dog.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured it was a pet of some sort.
And it's funny that I don't know where she is, because she usually every time, like in a conference call or something, she comes and tries to get a cookie because she knows I'm trying to, like, you know, just
keep her away.
keep her quiet. I don't know where she is.
Okay, so yeah, we got the 4-legged family member. What
We
about
have the 4-legged one. The 2-legged ones. I have a son that lives in Texas. He's in sales. He's 28, or it's going to be 28. And my daughter is in Florida. She's in Orlando, and she's 25. And she works with the doctors, you know, and she went for public health, so she's more on that field.
So she's right here in my town.
Yeah, I just came back from there yesterday. I should have stopped and visit you.
Yeah, well, hey, I was in Lakeland. I wasn't in Orlando.
Ah, okay, yeah. So I just came back yesterday from visit her for a few days. So, you know, they decided to move away. So we're going to do, right?
Well, you know, and that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if they were in the family business or not, which obviously they're not.
None of them. And I have a stepson who's married and live in California. Now we have a grandson, and it's a 2-month-old baby. So yeah.
Well, you got them on all points, east and west and south.
You know what? Which is a great thing, because in the wintertime, guess where Claudia and Frank are? Texas, California, and Florida.
Not in Virginia.
Nobody in Virginia yet.
Okay. So as we think about this and stuff, I'm thinking, okay, you found a niche. And I think this is what's interesting here. You know, so many people that I talk to here at the Academy are just trying to be, you know, everything to everybody. And I keep telling them, the more that you find a particular focus that you focus on, the more specialized you get, the more value you have. I'm assuming you're agreeing to this, and this is the way you're working?
Yes, totally. I think as 100%. Yes. You had to find your niche, and you had to make sure that you're, like, you know, you learn more. I'm always reading. I'm always into ISC, you know, classes, because you have to learn more and more in order to provide a good service.
Interesting. Well, folks, you never know how, as we talk about this, you know, here at the Academy, here at Beyond Clean with ACE, where the conversation is going to lead. Now, you asked, how did I find you? And this is what the guy this morning asked me. He said, well, how do you find people to talk? I said, you know, we all communicate. LinkedIn's a great way. There's people there. You made a post. I saw it. I saw your name. I said, hey, you want to come on my podcast? Here we are. And look at what we learned today.
But remember, I reached out to you in 2019 or beginning of
Ah,
2020
I wondered if you were going to bring that up.
because I follow you, and I whatchamacallit, and I remember I'm like, okay, he knows so much about this and that, and I reach out to you to see where can I get certified for the clean rooms. And at that time, you didn't have the information, but because of that, I started researching, and I found this gentleman up in Rochester that I got the certification from. But I reached out to you back when.
Well, I did remember that, but I wasn't going to bring that up. But, that is the point, though. And people
Mhm.
ask me about the other one I get some people ask about, do you have a class on crime scene cleanup? I'm going, no.
Oh,
I
I'm not going
can
that route.
do, I have done. But the other thing is, just like you have to have a niche, I do too. And
Mhm.
my niche is floor care, any type of floor care. I have lived floor care my whole entire life. That's my niche. That's what I'm good at. I know
Yeah.
what to stay away from. And so when you ask that question, it wasn't, do I know about it? I do, but I don't have a certification simply because I don't have enough people coming to me asking for that certification.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's how we did it back then because I was looking into that and I'm like, okay, I got to get into. So I send you a message, I remember, and then you're like, no, I don't, but I can help you with this.
Right. And I think I like what you say here and bring this up is because we can't be, no matter who we are in the cleaning industry, we can't be everything to everybody.
No, absolutely not. No.
We need
We can
resources.
help. I have a lot
Absolutely.
of knowledge that I
Right.
can share, but I can't get you certified in certain things because I don't, I can't. And I
I, th-
wouldn't.
I think you're the third person in the 9 years since I started the academy here in Orlando that I have talked about clean rooms.
Hmm. Oh, huh. Well, maybe we
Three,
should do like a little clean room group.
but I'm talking 3 people out of the thousands that have come through the academy in the 9 years, and you see that's
Mm.
just not the niche that I'm.
Yeah.
I had a lady come in and she came in for cleaning, and she came in for a 4-day master course and everything. Halfway through it, she said, "Well, this isn't the certification that I need." And
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, we've already went halfway through this. What is it you need?" She goes, "Oh, I need a certification to clean the back of house of a restaurant."
Oh no, that's a totally different animal.
Absolutely. And so the thing was, is I felt really bad for her because then she wanted, well, I need to know how to take care of the vent hoods and the fire suppression. I'm going, wait a minute. That is a very specific, because you're
Hmm.
talking about health and liability. I know about it. And right there, I stopped the class. I found a resource for her and
Hmm.
exactly where she could go and get that particular certification. Again, what you said, even if I can't, I still need to help somebody do that.
Yeah. And that's what I usually do. I said, this is what you need to do. The gentleman this morning with the carpets, I said, here is the links to the Institute of Carpets. Just go through there and then just do your reading and your research before you go to a local store and said, oh, let me buy a carpet shampoo and start my business. And
Now,
then he goes,
Claudia, I'm going to have to tell you, you need to send him to me because I do carpet care certifications.
oh, Sebastian is his name. He's going to be reaching out.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I do stone care certifications, carpet, VCT,
I do
LV.
need to take your stone care class. That I
Well, come
want to
on.
do.
Yeah, come on down, stay with your daughter, and let's have some fun.
Because let me tell you, that's the one that I get asked the most. I don't offer that service, but I would love to learn about it. So, and if I know it, I can train people to do it.
I got a whole bunch of it here right in my classroom. We do stone care certifications.
Mm.
We have our 4-day master class, which cover all of everything, not clean
So,
rooms.
so I'll tell you a story really fast.
Sure.
My brother got a building in Massachusetts, Lumister or something like that in Massachusetts. So we went to see it because we're proud that he got a building. He's an engineer and he's into construction and things like that. When we got there, the VCT floors were horrible, like beyond horrible, right? So I'm looking at these machines. I don't know what they do. And he's so interested in showing us what the machines do and everything. So I'm looking at the floors and I said, what are you going to do with the floors? He goes, I'm showing the machines. I'm like, yeah, but the floors are horrible. So he says, I don't know. What are you thinking? I'm like, Frank and I, my husband, can come and strip and wax. He goes, you know how to do that? I said, well, I can tell you how to do it because I've been taking quite a few classes on it. That's what I sell. And I tell you step by step what to do. The machine, I don't know, but I'm sure Frank can hold the machine side by side. My husband's looking at me like, what? Like, do you know how to use it side by side? He goes, I did training one day and you expect me to do 6 rooms? I said, we can do this. We got this. It's for my brother. Okay, we go. I packed my van, did everything because I know exactly what to bring. I know exactly what to do.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
goodness.
In theory. So my husband and I go there. We pack. We get there to Massachusetts. The day morning off, we get up. We put our work clothes. Let me tell you, in 20-something plus years, this is the first time I did floors. They came out so good. I was so proud.
Are we going to talk about how bad you hurt the next day?
Maybe not.
Now,
my back hurt.
Now, see, what you need to do is you need to come take a class with me on VCT because I don't use a side-by-side.
Which one you use?
You got to come to class for that.
I got to come too. Well, we did that and we did the doodle for the corners. That was my new. I said, when I did on my trainings, of course, you did the corners with your foot or on your knees, right? I'm talking about a long time ago. He goes, how are we going to do the corners? So with the doodle. He goes, we can do that? I say, yes, we can. Don't worry about it. We got this. But let me tell you, we did it, all of them. I had two ladies who were helping me with the vacuum and the mopping and all that. But it was like, my brother is like, I had no idea you knew how to do that. I'm like, me neither.
See, and the thing is whenever I do floors, I don't use mops.
You don't use mops?
And I don't use stripper to strip floors either.
Oh, now you got me intrigued. Now I want to know.
So when you're talking about your clean room,
yes,
I don't introduce a chemical to strip the floor finish on the floor in that clean room.
Oh no, we don't do strips in clean rooms.
Yeah, but some places do need to because you need to clean the floor. So I clean the floor with no chemical.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to share a little bit about that?
No, you got to come to class for that, Claudia.
When is your next class? Now you got me.
Well, folks, hey, you know what? Since we're talking here, I'm going to have to swirl this up here. Okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the website rolling right across the bottom. Go to the Academy of Cleaning Excellence and look for, there's different floor care certifications on there. Find the one on VCT, the one that you're interested in. And I can guarantee you, I'm going to show you some things. I had a gentleman in class yesterday and the day before, and they were like, you can actually strip floors without chemicals? I go, yep.
I have to say, this is the first time I hear about it because every single class I had taken is different type of strippers, different type of way of doing it, but I never heard no chemicals. So now I'm very curious.
I'm a COPD sufferer and I have chronic asthma. And so, I'm between, right at that borderline between. And chemicals are very toxic to me, close my throat, I can't breathe. So over the years, I've developed programs to be healthier and safer for our frontline workers.
Oh my God, I love that because I'm big on that.
So let's get together. Let's get together and teach some of your people.
I think so. And you know what? I can fly down and take a class, but if we can do it where they can be in my office and you know what I mean? And at least see what we're doing. And then we can come back here and do hands-on training. That would be great.
So Claudia, hey, I didn't mean to do this. I normally don't because it's all about you, but I mean, we're talking this, folks. So if you're
We're learning about each other. That's
well,
okay.
you got the same situation Claudia does. So what we've done is you come here
Mhm.
and you learn and you're in the class. We put it on a remote feed, just like you and I are doing right now, to your staff back at your location. They can watch you in class with me, and they can be a part of the class, even though they're remote.
Yep. Yeah. I done that. I done that with different type of trainings, and it had worked. It had
Well,
worked.
the thing is what this is hands-on for you, but they're hearing me instruct and you're asking the question. It's kind of a blend of virtual, knowledge and skills training. But I always advise people when they do this is don't do it completely with everybody back there. If you come here, it provides more importance to them because you're actually experiencing that hands-on. So when you go
Mhm.
back, you can go, you know what? I felt that machine. I ran that machine because I can guarantee you, you will not have the back problems the next day that you were experiencing with that side by side.
Oh yeah, I know.
You don't want those,
No, I don't.
and neither do your people.
I know, right? Oh my God.
So, folks, we've been talking for quite a while here, and I don't want to get too long and winded in this. We can talk for days, as you can see. I have a couple of things I want to ask here before we wrap this up. If you are going to advise somebody, you've got a company that's 6 years old, 90 people working for you, you've specialized. I think we've given them a lot of things. But if you are going to help an entrepreneur, starting in the business, what's the best advice you'd give them?
Let's see. The best I got advice is, first of all, listen to your guts. Okay, that sixth sense of yours they want to be. And second, do training. Do spend the money and the resources. Okay, do your research, do your training before you just go out there. Like if you have somebody who's a mentor, just make sure you go with that mentor. Okay, and then that way it can help you start up. Okay, don't you ever say, "Oh, I know it all, I'm going to do it," because failure is higher than not. So just find, do your resource, use your resources and have a good mentor. And I did, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm.
So, folks, I'm going to tell you something here. We know where Claudia was born, in Colombia. We know that she came to the United States at 17. We know that she started her janitor service, specialized, not janitor service, her clean room service. And she's got 90 people work for us. We know she's got 2 kids. They're spread out across the country. We know all of that by now. That's what a podcast just did for you. My question to you, Claudia, before we leave today is what is on your personal bucket list for this rest of this year?
Well, more is my family. Okay, I got to visit 3 kids because my stepson, like I said, is in California with a baby. We just came back from there. I want to go back and see the baby again. We're going to Colombia, hopefully in October, to visit my parents.
All right.
And then go see my son who just moved into a new place. I want to see the new place. And then hopefully my daughter will be here sooner than than later. She's supposed to be here within the next month. So that's my bucket list in the family part of it. In business, we are growing so fast. We're growing so good. And just giving opportunity to people who actually really, want to grow in life. So
if you've been watching on YouTube, you see how to connect with Claudia and her business, ask questions. As you can hear, she's willing to help you learn what she does. Maybe you want to specialize in a service and, hey, you know what? Maybe it's clean rooms. I don't know. But you know what we have learned is we've learned a lot about Claudia, the business that she's in, and the success that she and her people are having.
Mm-hmm.
We know what your journey has been. We know where you're going, it's Colombia, and also all kinds of places in the United States. Folks, what I want to tell you as we leave you today, make sure that whatever journey you're on, that you keep it healthy, positive, and proactive. Until next time, be safe out there, folks. Thanks, Claudia.
Thank